I recorded all of the developments, decisions, and stages of research, pre-production planning, production, and post-production on my blog. I created this on a website called WordPress. I found this a very useful method of documentation as it was an organised process of my continually updated work. A major benefit from using this was that I could access my blog from any computer, so my work was constantly available. This process was definitely more convenient than documenting my work on lots of paper, which could easily get misplaced and would be difficult to file effectively. I was also able to include different forms of multimedia, such as videos from YouTube and screenshots of my work from sites such as ScriptBuddy and Final Cut, which enhanced the presentation of my blog. WordPress enabled me to look back at my earlier work whenever necessary, so that I could recall information such as audience feedback. This resulted in an easy and enhanced process of adjusting my work so that it was aimed primarily at my target audience. Before producing my media product, in the pre-production planning process, I created an animatic for my opening sequence. To do this, I took still images of my storyboard with a Panasonic Lumix DMC FS42. I then loaded the images onto iMovie to create a simple representation of my opening sequence. This benefited my product as I could continually refer back to it for order and transitions between shots. I also created a YouTube channel so that I could upload various videos such as the focus group. I then embedded these on my blog, which would support my written work. In the pre-production process, I also wrote the script for the opening sequence. I did this using a site called ScriptBuddy. This made the script writing an easy process as I could include actions, dialogue, setting and more. It also gave the script a professional appearance. I could then give this to the actors so that when the filming came it went smoother. For filming, I used the Canon Legria HFR46 and filmed in high-definition format. The high-resolution touchscreen was easy to use and benefited me as it meant I could re-watch the film footage each time I filmed to make sure it was the best it could be for my opening sequence. By using a more professional camera, in comparison with the simple flip camera that I used in previous projects, it definitely increased the quality, flow and definition of my opening sequence. I also used a tripod which kept the camera steady with its still shots and tracking shots. It enabled a steady movement at various heights so that the visual appearance of the film was more engaging for the audience. I used the editing software Final Cut to edit all of my shots together. This was an important process because it enabled me to use saturated effects so that the time change of the flashbacks was obvious to the audience. It also benefited me as I had to get all of the action match shots correct so that the different camera angles made it look like it was one smooth, natural movement. Final Cut also enabled me to create meaning by layering the sound effects that I downloaded from Freesound to create a more intense and dramatic atmosphere for the audience. For example, with the car crash scene, the layering of a few sound effects made the crash sound more realistic and frightening.